Are you curious about what the changes I'm seeing happening in the real estate market since they raised the interest rate? Let's talk about that. Hey, I'm Lynda Hafner, top producing realtor at ERAQ Realty in Central Mass, Worcester County. Funny story. In preparation for this video, I went to go look at a bunch of research so I could kind of give you the data, and I realized, hello, there isn't going to be any data I can share with you in black and white. And the reason is because what I'm seeing in the market right now are things that are not going to be recorded until closings occur, which takes 45 days. Interesting, right? You are getting this firsthand knowledge of what changes I'm seeing as a top producing realtor who literally, I think I have 5 listings on the market right now. I had 2 closings this week. I got a lot of things going on, so I am really know what is happening. Before I get into that, I just want to say, yes, we might be headed to a recession. Does that mean we're headed for a market crash? No. I'm sorry. Here is what's different than what happened in 2008, 2009. That was a financial crisis based on the bank's problems and some fraud issues, truthfully. What's happening now, yes, interest rates are going back up. We are seeing a slowing of the market. Slowing is not a crash. I personally do not think the market is going to crash for the main reason that there are so many people, more people in this country now than there was when I was born, like, I don't know, 5 times as many, and I'm not aging myself. I'm still young, sort of. But the bottom line is there's a lot of people that live in this country that want a house. It's still the American dream. It's still a heck of a lot better than paying $1,800 to $2,500 a month in rent. I mean, you're basically losing just as much money paying rent as you would be paying for a mortgage. So to those of you who are renting and waiting to see for this huge lowering of home prices, I honestly can say I don't see it happening. You're going to be in a worse situation by waiting because interest rates are continuing to creep upward. They're going in that direction, sadly, and it's going to become harder and harder to afford a home. Where are we in the market? What am I seeing? The biggest difference I'm seeing is days on the market. Pre-6-point interest rates, when we were even, although I was noticing a slowdown before that huge jump that just occurred to 6.5, 6.3, it keeps changing. I personally was noticing a slowdown in the number of showings I was getting on my listings. And the number of showings, requests, the number of phone calls. What happened before, when the interest rates were in the 4s, in March and April, when I put a new listing on the market, and I had at least a couple that I had put on the market in March and April, I had instant phone calls. I mean, the moment it hit the market, my phone starts ringing and continues to ring, usually for a couple of days until the open house or the showings are allowed. And that's what was happening through April. In May, I started to see a creep down and not as many phone calls when a new listing went on the market, not as many showing requests, not as many people at the open house. And then in June, it went from slow to slower. Is that a thing? I'm used to a very fast-paced market where people are calling me instantly. The homes are going under agreement in 3 to 5 days once the showings are allowed. And now I'm going weeks before I'm getting showing requests and offers and phone calls. And it's just very bizarre for me to experience this in action. What does that mean for you? Well, it depends on which side of the coin you are on. If you are a buyer, this is great news for you. Not so great. Yes, I know the interest rates have gone up, but if you can still afford to buy a home, you can always refinance. This is what I did when I bought my first home. I had an interest rate of 8.5%. Even worse, I refinanced it twice, got it significantly down, and I don't regret it. I built all kinds of equity in that home, which made me afford to buy the house that I'm in now that I love, which is my dream home. If the interest rates have gone up so much that they've pushed you out of the market, I'm sorry. That stinks. I know that has definitely happened to some buyers. If it has not pushed you out of the market and you can still afford to buy a home, but you can afford less home, would I suggest still doing it? I would, because interest rates could go up even more. I mean, historically, they've been all the way up to 18%. I know 6%-ish is not a great interest rate, but it certainly isn't as bad as it's been. And you're still accumulating equity in your home if you purchase one, as opposed to paying rent where your money is going to someone else's mortgage, someone else's equity. So you have to really look at it from all perspectives and consider the refinance move. Home sellers, how does this affect you? Unfortunately, the party is over. Those multiple offers that were like 50, 80, 100,000 over asking, I think that is gone, at least for now, until inflation gets a little bit better under control. I'm not seeing that at all with my buyers or my sellers. I'm not seeing, I'm seeing some over asking, but not 50, 80, 100,000 over asking. It's everything has scaled down. So there's not this huge crash. It's more of like a slowdown. You know, before, after this whole pandemic situation increased everything, we were on a highway going 90, and now we're on the highway maybe going like, I don't know, 55, you know, so it feels drastic, but it really is just the market normalizing itself. And I think everyone needs to take some time to adjust to this. I'm trying to go with the flow, but as a home seller, you're gonna still get a high price for your home. It's just not gonna be a ridiculous price, and that's okay. And you're not going to get as many waived home inspections. You're not going to get any probably appraisal gaps. That was a very temporary situation to deal with the extreme competition. And that extreme competition is gone because not as many people can afford the prices in the market right now. So don't be as eager to turn away offers. Be a little bit more open-minded, and you'll still do well. You should still have a lot of home equity in your home. But is it a good time to sell? I would say yes for right now, because the feds are still considering raising interest rates later in the year, so it could continue to get worse. There's no crystal ball. I don't know what's going to happen, but I know what I'm seeing. I'm seeing buyers are still interested in buying homes. They're just not needing to make the extreme sacrifices that they were in March and April. As a home seller, it's going to take you a little bit longer on the market to find the right buyer for your home. Home sellers need to readjust their expectations of the offers they're going to get. It's not a free-for-all anymore. I'm sorry. As a list agent, I'm a little bit bummed about that. But on the other hand, for the buyers I represent, I do think it's a good thing. So, you know, it depends on which side of the coin you're on. So home sellers, it's a little disappointing. Home buyers finally have an opportunity to get back in this market and buy a home. That's what I'm seeing right now. We are currently, this video is being made in June of 2022. So I will follow this up in a month or two and let you know what's going on. If you want to catch a lot of up-to-date market information, follow me on Instagram and TikTok. I'm there 4 or 5 times a week. I am always giving little tidbits of information to keep you current and relevant with what is going on. And by all means, reach out to me. Please subscribe, hit the bell notification for when I have a new video every 2 weeks, and ask me a question. I would love to help you out. Have a great day.